Hi, welcome again to the new episode of Ask Dr. Khan. I've got fresh questions, and I'm picking up the first question is coming from Adiraj Trivedi from Bhopal. His question is, Sir, I want to ask that how I should cover subjects. First, cover 4 core subjects or take all subjects together. Secondly, I want your opinion that whether I should complete one subject and then switch to another, or do one subject for 7 days and then switch. Well, it is very individual, I must tell you. Uh, I have seen people who, some of them have been very good when they have been mixing those subjects and then working towards it. Well, some students, they have been going for one subject at a time. I am not committing because I have seen people succeeding in both the case. Both the cases, they have made good progress. But general, if you ask for majority of the people, they take more than one subject at the same time. Adraj, I'd like to tell you one thing. While you are preparing for polity or let's say economy or geography or science tech and environment and whatnot. But UPSC actually is interested in questions that they're asking you. They're not asking those polity questions. They have in polity questions some administrative questions, some ethical dimensions, and some social dimensions can also be mixed up. So while you're preparing, right from that time itself, if you have got sensitivity of mixing them together, it will be always good. So that's my personal suggestion. But as I told you in the beginning itself, you can decide and don't think you will ever complete it. Completing is something which is a mirage that you're chasing. You should have some good basic grounding, enough facts, and lots of skill to use them. And that is what is more important than completing the subject and then moving on to the next. The second question which I am taking up today is from Jay Bharai from Junagadh, Gujarat. Hello, sir. Every topper suggests that make your own strategy according you don't follow topper's strategy, your strength and your weaknesses. So, sir, how we will know what is our strength and our weaknesses? And sir, how we will make our strategy? Please guide us. Well, Jay, I must tell you one thing. All those things that you basically get to know of making a strategy, etc., quite often is visible as you proceed in the way. When you start working towards it, you would know what works for you. Some of the people I find that they work with notes that they have made, some straightway read from the text. But then as you proceed, you'd have your own strategy. And then when you become one of the toppers, you can also give one strategy, but promise, this is a task of a leader, not a follower. I'm sure you make your own strategy. You very obviously, as you said, that you know your strengths and weaknesses. That will be visible to you when you start working. Sitting outside, you would not know that if you really like it or dislike it, or it's your strength or your weaknesses. When you work towards it, then in that case, you would get to know that, hey, this is not working for me. This is where I falter. This is where my weakness is. And hey, this is how I can do it better. But then you must experiment, fall for a few times, and then get up to know where you fall. And I'm sure one day you would be giving a strategy to the nation, and then a lot of people will try to follow you. I hope you got the point. The third question we have got is from Odisha, Raghunath Bagh. First of all, sir, namaskar. Namaskar. Please tell me what should be the approach for 2024 CSE exam, especially answer writing, current affairs, and the dynamic prelims exam. And I have chosen geography optional. Can I get some guidance and mentorship from you, sir? Well, Raghunath, I would like to tell you that for 2024, and since we are talking in the month of June, I would like you to focus for this year main in September. If you're focusing for this year main September, I would like you to basically sit down and give the exam at home. When you're giving exam at home, you'd find that a lot of areas are your weaknesses, some of the questions that you're not able to answer, some of the places that you are messing up. And 1 year in advance, you would know that what are your missing links. That is a massive achievement. And if you know those missing links for your optional and for your GS both, so essay paper as well, you have got about 100 days before the year closes. So try covering them during that time. But then, since you are going to give 2024 as your first attempt, I do not like you to allocate all the time to this alone. I would like you to take some time, maybe 2 hours till September, 3 hours from mid-September through December, for diagnosing your areas of weaknesses by solving some PT question. And whatever the problem that you find in those questions, you should be trying to address them. And then diagnose your PT problem in 2 hours and take about 10 questions or so. Memorize all those areas where you have found the problem. And thirdly, and probably most importantly, revise what you have done already. So 2 hours block 2 hours for PT. And in 22 hours, apart from the natural things that you use for sleeping, eating, relaxing, exercising, you should devote all the time for your main examination this year. And for geography, we have got geography optional available. You can reach any one of our centers to get an idea about how to really do that. Now, I'm going to go to the next question. The next question is coming from Laiba Anjum Malik from Jharkhand. And this fourth question is, Respected Sir, I have failed 4 prelims and only 2 attempts left. Please guide me regarding future strategy to get through next prelims, mains and interview. I have been a student of KSG in 2019. Well, you can always reach me directly also. However, since you have asked this question on this platform, I may tell you that there are a lot of people who have failed in PT 4 times, and they have got, including this year, they have got rank under 30. Idea is that when you fail, you fall and sit down and start complaining about the system and your own self, or second, you fall and use that as an opportunity to prepare for the main examination next year. In fact, for next year, you have to basically go for as if you were giving PT this year. And if you are committed to that level, I am sure that the day you are able to really break the PT gate, I'm sure you would be able to really use the opportunity that you have used now for clearing your main examination and also interview. I suppose do not just shift on to PT. Use this opportunity for the purpose of capitalizing on mains. I must add it here that while you could get, let's say, about 70 questions, 70 marks right, whatever you have got 70 marks right with, try consolidate and push a little more. The same thing which can give same effort if you can get you 65, 70 marks, 75 marks. Why can't you intensify and take it to the level where you want to? Additionally, I would like to add, do not aim at any cutoff. Give your best, give your 100%, and I'm sure you'd be able to do it. For PT, a lot of people, when they are diagnosing their problem, I would like to give them a typical strategy that really works. When you're doing 10 questions, you find some question you don't understand, you don't know. Ignore that. When you find some question which you have seen second time and you do not know, note it, that I do not know this. When you find third time the question coming from the same area, and you know that, hey, this is my real weak area, confirm it is diagnosed, that is my area of weakness, and at that time, go for correcting them. So whenever you are diagnosing your area of weaknesses, first time and second time, do not go after stray questions. But then there is a pattern in your missing links. If you find that, I think, Anjum, I would recommend that you should at that stage go after those areas. Identify the cracks in the preparation, have them covered so that you have no difficulty in the next PT. My best wishes. We have got Parth Gaur from Nanded, Maharashtra, a beautiful part of Maharashtra. The question comes here, what are the pillars of success in UPSC CAC for which we can clear in first attempt? This is Parth, a very big question that you have asked. And well, I would like you to tell you a few things that you should be careful about. You should I think the thing is that you should, if you want to pass, exhaust your list of failures. Exhaust your list of failures. What I mean by this is that you try working so much that you have full capacity exhausted and yet you are not able to achieve what you wanted to achieve. So, fail fast is what the philosophy which I would like to share. Every day you should fail, which means like every day you are working towards your goal. And then when you're working towards your goal, every single day, if you're failing 5 times, 6 times, 7 times a day, which means like that many efforts that you've made. And of course, after some time, you'll find the list of your failures or the quota of your failures of life goes exhausted. And I'm sure what is left for you is all success. So all those people, in other simpler words, if I can say, sounding less philosophical on that, is that these people have been writing tests, they have been writing exams, and then in the process, they find that some areas of weaknesses that they have been able to identify, those weaknesses and those problems they have been addressing, and then they can move ahead. So don't wait for one day to take the examination. I would like you to take the examination every single day. Identify some of your failures, correct them, identify some fresh failures, correct them, identify some fresh failures, correct them, and then keep moving. And I'm sure you would be very successful. My best wishes. Well, that was all for the day, and we would see you in the next set of questions. And I'll take you more questions in the next, and then keep sending them, and I'll be very happy to take your questions personally and have them addressed. A lot of time, a lot of your questions are very common questions. So those people who have not even asked, they can also watch and get a lot of their own personal questions, possible questions getting addressed in the process. All the best.